You never had one of those moments where everything is done, the recording went great, the conversation was flowing, the edit is almost finished, and then your computer looks you dead in the eye and says, "Nah." That's exactly what happened in episode 313.
Oh, all your hard work.
Yeah, last week. I know everybody on YouTube saw it. I know y'all were there. Somewhere between recording and editing, the entire episode vanished. The audio, the project, the finished edit, gone. Even the YouTube version never got a chance to exist. Um, so instead of pretending it never happened, we're doing like every good sequel does. We're making episode 313.2, the lost episode, the director's cut, the oops, let's try it again edition. Whatever you want to call it, we're back on the porch. Hey, welcome back to my third place. Not home, not work, but the familiar between where nostalgia, pop culture, gaming, and chaos all collide. What we do on this show, what we like to do on this show, what we like to do on this show is reminisce about everything from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, three of our favorite decades, possibly the 70s and the 60s, if it has to do with music. From movies, TV shows, comics, wrestling, our hobbies, which include and are not limited to Pokemon, Marvel Rivals sometimes, Power World now, some wrestling. We dabble into some wrestling. We, we, we do that. Oops, I gotta do it again. Oops, I gotta do it again.
No.
No, I'm reading the chat. Oops, I gotta do it again.
Oh.
Collecting physical media, collecting toys, TikToking, and internet culture. Each week, the community, you guys, joins us through the live chat on TikTok or YouTube for pod deck questions, debate, top 5 list, games, and deep dive, including our ongoing journey through Dungeon Crawler Carl. Uh, I have more books. I just got more books. We're gonna get through more books. Uh, it sounds like a formal podcast and more like pulling up a chair in a room full of your friends, sharing stories, laughing, and remembering the things that made us who we are. Welcome to your third place. Tonight, Menace is back on the porch. We can only mean one thing. It's prediction season again. But before we start fantasy booking SummerSlam, this is what we're talking about right here. There we go. After this, I'm gonna get myself a Survivor Series T-shirt for November. There are a few things we need to catch up everyone on from the episode that disappeared into the digital abyss. First, I want to say thank you. The World Cup may be over, but because of those episodes, the M3 podcast reached even more corners of the world. We welcomed listeners from 6 brand new countries. I was so excited last week about this, and it got deleted. The countries are the Netherlands, Algeria, Ecuador, Jordan, Tunisia, and New Zealand. That brings us to 72 countries now. The
Wow.
past, yes. If you listen to the past episodes when I brought up countries that are listening, I always brought up the whole Wacko from Animaniacs song when he sing the countries.
Yeah.
That one time I used that audio. Thank you, Spotify, for not taking it down ever. But yeah, uh,
Okay.
it's that one time that I ever used that audio, and it was for naming all the countries that are listening to me. Us.
Nice.
Now it's like, all right, now I get to say Netherlands, Algeria, Ecuador, Jordan, Tunisia, and New Zealand. Um, wait, Greg said this last week. Um, it got deleted though, but it brought people together. It brought a bunch of countries together, and you know, soccer. That's what football does. So, to everyone
I'm still
joining
here.
us. Okay. To everyone joining us from those countries, thank you for giving this little front porch a chance. Whether you found us through the World Cup, wrestling, gaming, books, or pure accent, welcome to the community. And to everyone listening in New Zealand, I know rugby is practically a national pastime over there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you've officially made me curious enough that I may have to learn the rules again and check out a few matches. Hey, the only thing I know about rugby and New Zealand is
Uh-huh.
the haka from because the Usos did it. So like, hey, how does the Usos did it? And then like look it up,
Yeah.
like, oh, they're doing it too, but they do it in rugby.
Yeah.
So yeah. So don't be surprised if one day we end up with a rugby 101 segment. Um, also, let us if you're from one of those countries or another country that are listening to us, let us know what country you're listening from, where you're listening from, and tell us about your third places. Tell us about everything that you guys like doing. We used to have a video store called Blockbuster. What was your Blockbuster? What was your Pizza Hut? What's your kind of restaurant? What is your pastime? What do you collect? Tell me. Let us know. Comment on Spotify. Check us out on Instagram. Check us out on TikTok. Anywhere else? Anywhere you can find the podcast and you know, love it. Okay. Um Speaking of things we missed, we're going to revisit a handful of conversations from Saturday's last episode. Like we don't have to, but not all of them. San Diego Comic Con gave us so much news that it deserved an episode all by itself. So we're saving the bulk of Comic Con announcements, trailers, and surprises for this Saturday's episode. Once we've had time to let everything sink in, we have, and it's just like, all right, we're going to do it. But we are going to touch on a few highlights, including two movies featuring a man who somehow keeps collecting championships in completely different industries. Former WWE champion and future WWE Hall of Famer John Cena has a big year ahead of him with Matchbox and the long-awaited release of Coyote vs. Acme. We'll talk about both projects and why it's been fun watching Cena continue to build such a unique Hollywood career. This guy right here, that guy, this small guy. Yeah, my bookshelf also got a little more dangerous this week. I picked up Dungeon Crawler Carl Book 6 because apparently I enjoy emotional roller coasters. hmm The orange one right there.
Okay.
I finally grabbed
Okay, I see it.
He Who Fights with Monsters, the other one right there, the brown one. One of the most recommended lit RPG series I've ever been told to read. So I'm gonna read that too. And I'm also excited to support one of our own, Menace, you know her too. Our friend from TikTok, Celtic Panda, has officially released Where the Raven Follows, the first book in the Heartwood Chronicles. Congratulations. It's on Amazon. Um, if you'd like to support a fellow creator, you'll find the Amazon link waiting for you in this episode's show notes. So, yes, I'm going to buy that and it's going to go on there, right there. I told her that what I'm going to do. I already told her this, and she's all excited. I'm going to put the link to her book in the show notes so y'all can buy it, get yourself a copy. It's awesome. I love it. I love supporting my friends. So she's one of our great friends. We know her for quite some time now. We know her for quite a while. So she told us right from the start when she was starting her book, and then it turned into two books, and then it turned into a series. And now, like, we're proud of her. We're proud of her. You're doing amazing things. You're gonna do such amazing things. Good job. Yay. Um. So yeah, we're definitely doing that. After that, we're taking another trip back to the early days of social media because the rumors just won't go away. I talked about this on Saturday, but we'll talk about it some other time as well. Could MySpace actually be making a comeback? Could the legendary top eight return? Would people really start ranking their friends again? Um, so I'm gonna get a little opinion from Miss Menace over here as well.
Okay.
And while we're talking about nostalgia, there's another battle brewing. It's time. This time it's Spotify versus YouTube, as both platforms continue fighting to become the home for music videos. For those of us who grew up watching MTV, VH1, BET, and Much Music or The Box, it almost feels like the history. It almost feels like history repeating itself for the streaming generation. And finally, it's time for the main event: SummerSlam 2026 predictions. For the first time ever, SummerSlam, and not for the first time ever, for the second time ever, SummerSlam is a two-night event. Saturday, August 1st, Sunday, August 2nd, live from US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The first WWE Stadium event ever held in Minneapolis, the second SummerSlam in the city's history, the first SummerSlam to stream on ESPN in the United States, and one of the biggest stories heading into the weekend, the in-ring return of Nick Aldis, competing in his first match since 2023. Championships, dream matches, bold predictions, wild theories, and probably at least one moment that leaves us all saying, there's no way they actually did that. So, here's what I want you to do: pull up a chair, grab your championship belt, and let's give episode 313 the comeback story it deserves. This is episode 313.2 of the M3P podcast. Let's ring the bell.
Ding ding.
There we go. How are you, dear? How's your weekend? How's your week? How's your month been? How's everything these days?
It was kind of, had some issues. So I had just was looking at my content, and it wasn't where I want it or where I thought it would be.
Okay.
So took it all down.
Okay.
So I have no content on my page.
You hit it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not deleting 6 years of content.
Yeah, there's no way.
No.
Can't do that.
I mean, I could, but I'm not gonna. So I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do with it. I've come to the conclusion that, it doesn't matter what other people think. I'm going to make content that I like.
Good job.
And if people like it, great. If they do edit, great. If not,
There you go.
I did it because I like it.
Do what makes you happy. Do whatever you want to do.
Yeah. So I've got some ideas on what I want to do with my, going on, but I'm just going to be like, So eventually it'll be all back. But when I'm ready, I'll bring it back.
Good. I'm glad you will.
So, but I've been pretty busy, I took a little break. I took a almost 2-week break from being in lives and making content.
Yeah, we noticed, ma'am. We noticed. I'm glad you took a break. It's fine. It's okay. It's all right to take a break. Like, I've taken breaks also. You see me do that.
Yes.
But the thing with me is that I don't tell anybody when I take my breaks, so I'm glad you did tell us.
So, we'll see what happens.
Okay.
I feel good now, so it's like I just do what I want to do. So. And if people support, great. If they don't, well, we'll just see what happens.
We'll see. Let's see what happens. Anything else happened this week? Few weeks.
Wedding I'm going to on Saturday.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. It's my friend that, remember I told you earlier this year, she It was a date and I didn't know it.
Yeah, the third wheel proposal.
Yeah,
Like,
she's getting married.
wanted to check in on you to see if you like the guy or something like that, I guess.
She wanted me to meet him, but I thought a lot more people were going to be there. But it was just them two and me. So,
Wait, so, um, how long has she known him?
well, they started dating in January.
So now they're getting married.
Yes.
You did tell me that.
Yes.
Wow.
So I'm like, you know what? Hey,
Whatever makes you happy.
whatever makes you happy. And, I will say that, they are made for each other. So they're both very quirky. So I'm
Okay.
like, you know what? If he makes you happy, I'm happy for you.
Good.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, we'll see. So the wedding's Saturday.
Wedding Saturday, and you're gonna go. All right, good.
Yes.
What
Yes.
time on Saturday, ma'am? So does that
3
mean
o'clock.
that okay? Are you staying? Come on,
Yep.
you're staying all night.
No, it's probably not going to be all night because it's going to be a small reception.
Okay.
So, and pretty much it's just going to be socializing because where they're having their reception, there's no dancing. They don't want any gifts. So it's just literally going to be, you know, some food, cake, socializing,
No
and then
dancing.
no,
What kind of footloose shenanigans is that?
it's very
Well
small. They're
then.
having it in the basement
Oh
of,
my god.
so,
Whatever.
but it's okay. It's simple. It's going to be simple. She's a very, she's a very, minimalistic person.
You can see.
So, well,
You can tell.
where she wanted to have, well, no, where she wanted to have the reception was at our friend's house because they have a beautiful, like, backyard
Yeah.
and, very spacious. They could have had a small dance floor. She wanted to have it at their property, but never asked. She just was telling people, "Oh, we're going to have it at this person's house."
But she never asked. Wow.
So our friends were like, no, that's probably not a good idea, especially since, you didn't ask them, you just assumed you could have it. So they're having it somewhere else. And so I'm like, okay, this is much better. And she's like, well, okay. So, and I was telling another friend how I found out she was getting married is I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were talking about her and I thought just her boyfriend. She's like, I was like, oh yeah, my sister said, I'd probably be her maid of honor, jokingly when she gets married. I said, not that she's getting married. She's like, yeah, she is. I'm like, oh, really? Okay. She's like, yeah. She was showing everybody her ring. I'm like, oh.
January.
I
Wow.
I have not. I was like, I didn't even know she was engaged. I haven't seen, I'm like, I've seen her, but I haven't seen, she hasn't shown me her ring, you know. So the following time I saw her, I said, oh, well, congratulations. She's like, thank you. But she had just, I guess, just gotten her ring back because I guess it was either too big or too small. So she had to get it like resized. So she got it resized. She showed me. I was like, oh, wow.
That's
I was like,
nice. That's
congratulations.
great.
So, and
Congratulations.
like I said, so, yep, she's very happy and I'm happy for her. So,
Good, good. Congratulations.
yeah.
Have fun. Enjoy. Enjoy the wedding. And hope, obviously there's not going to be any dancing, so whatever. Um,
I've been to a wedding before where they didn't have any dancing. They had the only dancing that they had was their first dance, and that was it.
Okay.
Which we were really surprised because she loves to dance, he loves to dance, but for their wedding they didn't have any dancing. So I'm like,
Okay.
whatever. I mean, it's Joe's wedding.
Okay. So,
I will have dancing.
future brides always tell other people about your plans when you're going to get married. You know,
Say that again.
future brides always tell other people about your plans when you're going to get
Uh-huh.
married, and
Yes.
if you want to use someone's house before. So yeah, like, always include other people in your plans. Basically, don't just like
She did. Just
don't
I
just
wasn't
have
one
your
of her.
dream wedding in your head and not tell other people about it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
just
So
my dream
I'm kind of
wedding.
crazy. I've been like planning my wedding for years. I was like, I just need the man. So
There you go. True. Leanna says true.
yeah, we need the
Uh,
man. And then we can figure out a little bit more details.
that everybody's saying, like all the women like plan their wedding, their dream wedding. As guys, we plan what's gonna happen in the zombie apocalypse. That's
Yeah.
us. That goes on
Yeah.
in our head. Ooh, what are we gonna do?
Mhm.
What do we do? I was like, all right, I already know what I'm gonna do. So I've been watching. I didn't start it. I started one episode of it. Unreal, the Unreal season 3 on
Okay.
Netflix. The John Cena episode, the Why. Did you watch it yet? No.
No,
Okay, so
no. But you could talk about it. It's fine.
no, I can't. Like I only saw
Yes, no.
like parts of
No,
it,
go
and I
ahead.
was just like, I fell asleep. That's
Oh,
what I
okay.
mean.
I was like, you know what? Because I'll watch it eventually because I'm excited to see what's on this season.
Yeah, me too.
So, oh, but speaking of which, did you see the Grayson Waller video I sent you
Where? Where'd you
on
send it
on
to?
on TikTok?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Which is what?
Well, he showed
NXT?
up in NXT.
I
Yeah.
saw that. Okay, yes, I did say it.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
was like, oh,
the little pipe bomb.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was like, oh damn, he like called Austin Theory
Uh-huh.
yeah out and everything. I was like, oh, here we go.
Yep. He said, what do you call it? A waste of space or something?
Yeah,
240 pounds of waste?
230 pounds of dead weight.
Dead weight. That's what it was.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the first episode is of Unreal is called the Why. The reason John Cena is mostly John Cena related because
Sure.
they're doing his whole farewell tour
Okay.
and like how he was supposed to wrestle Drew McIntyre, but then he's like, no, let's do AJ Styles. The people want it, might as well. And
Yeah.
then he said, nobody's gonna know. Nobody knows us that you're retiring in January, anyways. I'm like, you motherfuckers! No,
Wow.
y'all been what?
So they made it look like, oh, this was his retirement tour, but
And at the same time, we were having two retirement tours,
yeah.
and it's kind of poetic that AJ Styles came
Which,
or debuted at a Royal Rumble, and he's leaving at a Royal Rumble.
and didn't you say that?
Yeah, I did. I did say that.
You did. You called that one.
I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
So that's one of them. The other thing that I've been watching is the Dark Side of the Ring.
Okay.
Um, the Jeff Jarrett episodes
Okay.
from TNA, how he started TNA, how he was the founder of TNA, and then
Okay.
um, like he needed help financial wise with the
Mhm.
company, and so they brought in Dixie Carter, who had a dad who was rich, and he backed them.
Dixie Carter, the actress?
Dixie Carter. The no, there's an actress called Dixie Carter. I never saw.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I believe she's designing women.
Oh, okay.
Let me see.
No?
Keep talking. I'm
Okay.
listening.
So, how the Dixie Carter came in and like took over the company instead, and then the whole uh inviting Kurt Angle, taking him in, but Kurt Angle brought his then wife with him, and everybody thought that they were still like married, but in actuality they were separated.
Okay.
Karen and Kurt were actually separated, and then um like she was fed up with it. She wanted to leave. She didn't want to do this anymore. She didn't want to do the whole
Okay.
wrestling thing anymore. And then Jeff Jarrett called her up. It's like, hey, come back. You're good. It's okay. It's like starting reading, writing, telling her scriptures because his wife had passed away from cancer, and
Oh
he had
wow.
3 daughters. So like he needed help basically and everything. And then Karen like hung out with him at the bars with him, and everybody, all the wrestlers were like, "Isn't that Kurt Angle's wife? What the hell, dude? What are you doing?" Oh, they're separated. They're no longer together. They're divorced. But he's making it seem like they're like a whole happy family, but they're really not. And
Sure.
then Dixie Carter finds out, the last person to find out, and she's all like, "You're going home. I'm taking the company from you, and everything." And I'm like, that is messed up. It was a three-parter
Yeah.
where, like, all right, he gets the company, he founds the company, he loses the company to Dixie Carter. Third one is his comeback to the company with Global Force Wrestling, his little startup company that he tried
Okay.
doing. And then like the third one was just like a shot at Dixie and like how horrible of a person she was and everything. The dark
Mm.
side of it. So yeah, another episode that's out right now is Big Boss Man. I think last week's episode, I forgot what it was. There's the only 3 episodes that I paid attention to were the Jeff Jarrett ones. I'm just like, I don't care about this anymore. I'm out. Um, the 2 John Cena movies that premiered at SDCC, the San Diego Comic Con, was Matchbox. It's
Okay.
like the toy Matchbox, the cars.
Okay.
So the title is the only thing that has to do with the cars. That's it.
Okay.
I mean, it has cars and explosion and everything, but it's just like, hey, remember when we were a kid, we used to play with Matchbox cars? Yeah. Like him and his 4 or 5 other friends, 2 guys, 2 girls, 3 guys, 2 girls, and everything. It's like, oh yeah, haha. And I'm like, really? We're doing this? We're making it like this? Okay, that's fine. Like 4 other actors I don't even know about. I don't even know who they are. Um, but they made it seem like it was gonna be like, hey, here's another movie about a toy, you know,
Mm-hmm.
starring John Cena. So which comes out later in the year, and then Acme vs Coyote or Coyote vs Acme, whichever. I don't know.
Like Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the story is Coyote is like has buy stuff from Acme. They
Okay.
blow up in his face. He
Okay.
gets hurt. All this stuff. He's hanging out in his basement in his room, and he hears this TV ad from the real world, basically, about a lawyer saying, "I was like, are you fed up with Acme? Um, are you fed up with the fact that you take off your parachute and all these appliances come out? Is everything blowing up in your face?"
Like what? Oh gosh. What was that? Oh no.
I knew it.
Speaking of.
Acme. Whoa. I'm sorry, Acme. I apologize. I didn't mean to do that.
Oh no.
That's funny as hell.
Oh
Oops.
no.
Wow. So, Coyote hires lawyers to sue
Okay.
Acme, and the
Okay.
big head of Acme is John Cena. So so the Coyote's going up against John Cena and everything. And what they're
Very
trying to prove
interesting.
in court is that Acme is effective. Everything that they do is effective. And
Okay.
so like, oh, you don't believe us? Look at this. So he does something. Everything, all the characters are there. The WB characters are there. Um, even Twee, where you gotta watch the trailer. I gotta send it to you. But the
Okay.
trailer, yeah, I know, Leanna. The trailer is just like, what's his face? John Cena grabs Tweety and is all like, "What'd you see?" I thought, John Cena. I thought. What you think you saw?
Yeah.
See, what? What? And it just ends like that, and it's all like he doesn't know how to talk, obviously, and he's all like, you know what? Just say it in English. Stop saying this. But yeah, that's another movie that's coming out, and I'm definitely gonna go watch it. Earlier today, I said about MySpace possibly making a comeback. There was this article last week. We talked about it last week on last Saturday's episode, and I said, "Hell yeah, let's do it." Um, did you ever have a MySpace?
I did.
What was it like? What was your song? What was the song that everybody showed up to? That everybody like when we
Um,
go on your MySpace?
what did I have as my song? You know, I, I don't ever think I got that far.
No.
No. So my MySpace wasn't like I was learning how to use it, and then it was like Facebook came along.
Oh, so you're like at the tail end of it, like
Yeah.
2009 or 10.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was like,
So
oh,
I had MySpace for just a short period of time, and I don't even remember the song I had on there because, like I said, I remember I got a Facebook because I was working in a chiropractor's office,
hmm.
and this patient was leaving, and he's like, "Hey, I want to send you pictures of my trip." You know, so I'm on Facebook, and I'm like, I don't have Facebook. He's like, oh, why don't you get a Facebook, and then that way you can see, my pictures and, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. So I got a Facebook, and I only, so I had MySpace, left MySpace and went to Facebook. And I don't even remember like my password. Actually, I probably do because I used the same one for everything and then I changed it. So I might know my MySpace to go back there just to see, but I don't even know if I can even access my MySpace. So but yeah. And I only had just a few friends and it was mostly my family. You know. We got social media together and we're like, we'll just, follow each other, be each other's, top 10 friends. So which is
Hmm.
how pretty much my social media is anyway. I follow my family, they follow me, except for, well, no, my family follows me my TikTok. So but it's only my niece, my youngest sister, and my brother-in-law. So out
Okay,
of my family, that's all that. Actually, I have a cousin in Ohio, so four family members on my
there you go.
TikTok. So
There you go. Um, Funny how you mentioned that you don't forgot your password. Remember when we used to like change the letters of our names to like have accents or like some symbol in there? There,
yeah,
there was a point in there where like we could do that, and like I used to be able to remember this and like all that stuff to the point where years later, new computer and everything, trying to set it up, trying to like see if I can still access it. You can't because you can't remember your screen name, the way it was spelled, the way it was done.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh man. It was like, what about my email address? You can, but that email address is no longer valid because who uses Hotmail these days?
Oh, same. That's what I started with, and it's funny. I I haven't used my Hotmail in years, literally since I got, you know, Google, my
Yeah.
Gmail.
And I don't even know my password or everything. I was like, oh man, like what the hell, dude?
You know what? I used to have, so my Facebook is still through my Hotmail, but, and what sucks is because when I got my iPad, I had, I was, one of my games, it was doing it through Facebook. So I was like, okay. So I put my Facebook in, put the password that I thought I knew, and they're like, no. So they're like, okay. I'm like, I forgot my password. They're like, okay. So the way I have my Facebook is it's supposed to, if I don't remember my password, I can do my backup email, which is my Gmail.
Right.
And I think somebody tried to hack my Hotmail account
Of course.
because I kept getting, oh, here's the one time code, blah, blah, blah. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
That
what the heck?
who's
You
doing
know?
this? Right.
So I haven't used my Hotmail and I can't change the email on my Facebook because I can't reset the password. So I'm
Exactly.
like, oh well.
Exactly.
So Instagram, I got wise and put
Yeah.
I wrote down the right password for Instagram. But
Yeah. I gotta do that with every freaking new account that I make in order for
yeah.
a
Yeah, because I was
chat or
using
everything.
one password for everything and then like, oh, we need you to make it stronger by doing this. And I'm like,
I'm not gonna
I
remember this.
not I sound so old. I am so sorry. Yes, world. I sound
No.
like an old person,
No, because
but
I'm not gonna remember it, so I gotta like write it down. It's true.
well, yeah, we'll see. And I've now changed it. So now I definitely have to write it down because I'm like, I've used the same password for
I love that.
25 years and now it's not good enough anymore.
It's like when I do the new password, it's like, okay, your this password cannot be the same as the old password. I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not the same. I promise, it's not the same. And it was the same. It's like, so wait a minute. If this is the same,
I added an underscore, I added an exclamation point, I add an
yeah,
ampersand. What do you want me to do?
that's funny. So yeah,
Technology.
MySpace possibly coming back, making a comeback, and the new creators, the new, not the creators. Tom is the creator.
Tom. Hmm.
Tom's the creator. The new owners of MySpace are saying if it doesn't work out, they're gonna try again and again and again until something hits. So yeah, um, that's coming out. YouTube versus Spotify are going at it again, like trying to get videos on the
Okay.
top 10. That was last week. I said that there was another story where um, you can watch videos on YouTube these days, music videos. But on Spotify, they want you to not only stay for not only watch the podcast on video, but also
Hmm.
stay for music videos.
Okay.
So they've been trying that out with a few artists, and then exclusively, and then later on they'll put those videos on YouTube.
Okay.
So yeah, that's fun. Um, and those were the stories from last week. Oh, like we'll probably do more. It's fine, but yeah. So far we're at 30 minutes. That's great. Um, so normally this is where we pull a random question and see where the conversation takes us, but this week we're doing something a little different. A few weeks ago, we asked one simple question on TikTok that completely took on a life of its own. How did you survive road trips before phones and gadgets took over? I thought we'd get a handful of people talking about playing license plate game, I Spy, or counting crows.
Uh-huh.
Counting crows, Counting Crows
Counting
are banned.
crows or cows, depending
Counting
on where
Crows,
you're at.
depending where you're at. Counting Crows is a band. Counting Cows should be a band. Instead, y'all turned it into a stories time. As of recording today, that question has over 21,000 views, nearly 1,700 comments, and it's still growing. Cow. And
Ooh.
honestly, that's what I love most about this community. Sometimes I ask what seems like a simple nostalgic question, and all of a sudden, everyone starts unlocking memories they haven't thought about in years. Does the conversation didn't stay on the game for very long? Sure, people talking about Punch Bug, I Spy,
Yeah.
the Alphabet Game, Slug Bug, Slum Punch Bug. Isn't that the same thing? Looking for
I
license
thought
plate
so.
from every state, but then stories started rolling in. People remember getting car sick halfway through the trip. Parents refusing to stop because we're making good time. Sitting in
Hmm.
the back seat with your sibling, trying not to let them cross the invisible line between the middle of the seat. There was another story of, you know, this side is your houses, that side is my houses. Let's see which houses are better. Like, okay. Um, Someone always had to ask, "Are we there yet?" And every parent in America had the exact same answer. Y'all know when we get there.
Not
Um,
yet.
I think that's why this
Stop
question is
asking.
resonating with so many people. It's summertime. Families are packing up the SUV, loading the minivan, throwing the luggage in the trunk, grabbing the snacks, heading out on vacation, or picking somebody up. Even though today's kids have tablets, streaming, Nintendo Switches, phones, and portable chargers, there's something about those old school road trips that just hit differently. No GPS, paper maps, stopping at every rest area, trying to convince your parents to pull over because you saw a dinosaur museum or the world's biggest ball of twine on a billboard. Half the fun wasn't getting to your destination, it was everything that happened along the way. Reading through the comments has been one of my favorite things this week because they're not just comments, they're memories, they're little snapshots of childhood, and that's exactly what my third place is all about. Sharing those stories and realizing that even if we all grew up in different cities, different states, or even different countries, we all had so many of the same experiences. So here are a few. I'm going to ask you yours as well. I'm sure you have more than just the ones that you told us last week or a week ago on the comment.
Yeah.
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 So I will squeal at you. What the hell? Maladaptive daydreaming, or I read two or three books along the way. So maladaptive is a thing where you daydreaming and stuff, right?
Okay.
That a lot of people said that
Sure.
maladaptive daydreaming.
Okay.
Uh, Creep smiling. I know so many trail songs and car games are utterly useless. I know so many songs by heart that I used to play on the radio, but no one wants to sing with me. I I love singing. We can
Me
sing.
too.
Micah responded to that as a terrible singer. The car used to be the only place I could sing. I don't drive anymore though.
Okay.
Mark says before devices, half the trip was Game Boy, and most trips weren't that much longer than that.
Okay.
I think he asked the question before devices, and then half the trip was Game Boy. It's like, and then somebody else, like other people, like the other people are like, dude, he said no devices. Game Boy is a device.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? And they're like most. As soon as the people that started bringing up Game Boys, others just brought up Game Boys. They probably read that and like, oh, Game Boy. They're like, oh shit, okay, fine. You know what? Go for it. Last call. He says Game Boy is a device, and he did the whole because they're 20
Face plant, huh?
face
Yeah.
plant. Raspberry says Dramamine and a good nap do wonders for me. Front seat or driving is better too. Don't drive on Dramamine. Little Sky Rose, artist, comms open. I just kind of watched out the window and watched um, shit pass by. No books, no nothing. Just enjoyed the ride and watched the stuff out the window. Swamp Witch says played I Spy, read books, listened to the radio, then you Walkman, then eventually you CD player, sang along, talked to your fellow riders, argued about the map, got lost, stopped for lunch, got gas, argued about picking up the hitchhiker, listened to more music.
Okay.
I love that they just brought it up. Argued about picking up that hitchhiker. Don't pick up the hitchhiker. We all know what happens after during a freaking hitchhikers, man. Shit. Adventures of Kid and Jet. My parents took all the seats out of the back of the van and made it into a bed for my sister and I. Then my dad had an outlet for a car adapter. We put a tube
Okay.
TV between front seats aimed at us in the back. The TV had an attached VHS player, and we would rent new movies from the grocery store before the trip.
That's
Okay,
pretty cool.
it is. I love that. Jacqueline Amor. We talked, played games, sang. We had toys. We stared out the window and found shapes in clouds. Got excited when we saw cows and horses. Stopped for roadside fruit stamps and explored smaller towns. And we talked some more. Bananas, bananas, bananas. Apples, apples. Uvas, uvas. I know where they went. Maddie,
Oranges.
elote.
Wow.
Maddie, I created whole movies and scenarios in my head. Plus, my family had surprisingly great taste in music and audiobooks on tapes. I love the whole creative movies and scenarios in the head because I used to do that too.
Mhm.
Dilbit, I'm a Zenio and always had a gadget or two on a car trip. Walkman, Discman, Game and Watch, Game Boy. I also studied the atlas that was always in the seat for pocket behind my dad. Bring books, magazines, Barbies, coloring books with colored pencils because crayons melt. Travel games, fight with a brother. Sleep, look out the window, clean up the backseat area. My miserable sister, zoning out. People watching in the cities, looking for wild animals in the countryside, looking for colorful Volkswagen punch buggies, coloring books, Game Boy Advance, dolls, sticker books, I Spy games, word games, sleep, snack, talk, fight with my siblings, make my parents' lives a living hell. LOL, never a dull moment. Later on, I just realized that younger generations might not know about the whole slug buggy, punch buggy, or the pediddle dim diddle game where people would slap the roof when they found burnt out headlights. So basically,
Okay.
if a car is coming your way and it's like one headlight.
Okay.
We just talked about this last week. It looks like Popeye.
Ah, okay.
Um, so either you announce it, hit the top of your roof on the car, kiss the back of your hand, or just mark it as a point. I was like, I saw one. I said this last week, and I told Greg we do this walking towards Taco Bell, where it's like we walk on the side of the fucking road, uh, crosswalk and everything. And if we ever see a car with one headlight, he'd look over at me and say, my best friend would look over at me and be like, "Beer me," and I'd be like, "What does the hell that even mean?" Like beer me, like one headlight, dude. We're like 16 years old. Where are we gonna get beers? First of all,
Root beer. No.
root beer, soda me,
Yeah.
coke me. Um, it turned into beer me. You owe me 3 beers. I'm like, what the hell? Now you're counting? All right, fine. Um, wrestling fans, we just decided to look at each other and just like slap each other in the chest
Mm.
after we see one. It's like, beer me. I'm like, what the? I ended up owing a lot of people beer, basically, and getting my chest because there's been like, there's a time where like there's 5 of us together hanging out, and then we see one, and we just do it to the one that didn't see it. It's like,
Ric Flair.
that's what it was. Because that's what it was at the time, 1990s. Ric Flair
Yeah.
was the only one doing it, and we do
Uh-huh.
it, and like, woo, yeah, it's like whatever, dude. Little Sunshine says I was too stressed out about reading the MapQuest directions because while trying to tell my dad how many miles into the next exit. I don't know how we go from having it on a big piece of paper to just having it in your phone and your device. I was like, oh yeah, I know where we're at. To where the big piece of paper is like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's probably because it was a big piece of paper and like all these things are there. Meanwhile, you're on your phone and you can just scroll and it's like, all right, that's where we're going. Make it bigger. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. See, you have it in your hands. You can do you're holding it on your hand, not the big piece of paper. All right, so that was fun. I used to hate doing that. What about you?
So I put, we would do coloring books, activity books, listen to the radio when we could, when we had a signal,
Oh yeah,
and then,
we had a
because,
signal.
when let's see, I, we took a road, well, so we came back from overseas and we drove across the country. So we went from New Jersey to Colorado. And then, so we visited family, on the way. But that's what we do. We had a station wagon, you know. So it was me, my three sisters, and our two dogs, you know,
Aw.
all in a station wagon. And the station wagon used to have seats like in the trunk, but they faced, the back of the car. So you saw everything late, you know. But so yeah, we used to fight over those seats because they were, in the back. You could stretch out, no seatbelt. So that was fun, you know.
I love it.
Uh, but yeah, and so we would just, that's what we would do. Look at, my dad wasn't one of those that you stopped at, every rest stop or everything. No, you went when we stopped. You went to the bathroom, even if you didn't have to. You
Ooh,
tried to go to the bathroom
yeah,
because I ain't stopping, is what my dad would say. Not
yeah.
in those words. There were some, other choice words, but yeah. So we would stop, and for a family of six, we didn't have, money to, stop and get fast food all the time. So, we ate out of the cooler. So it was lots of sandwiches,
Yeah,
you know, and don't be trying to eat all the sandwiches or drink all the drinks because that's all we got, you
we had
know.
we had tacos,
No,
breakfast tacos. Like
did you?
I'm already done with those. Like
Uh,
as soon as the lunch hit, I'm like, can we stop somewhere and get something to eat? We have
yeah,
tacos. Mother.
I don't want tacos. I'm tired of tacos, So So that's what we would do. We would stop and get, snacks at the gas station when we fill up. But it was, my parents, they drove. My dad would drive. Then my mom would take over. She would drive, So that's what we did on our road trips.
Yeah.
But, as a kid, that was fun. You know, we listened to whatever mom and dad listened to. So there was no picking music, you know.
When you're old enough to drive, you can listen to your own music. Yeah.
You right.
Yeah.
But we didn't take road trips, when I learned to drive because my parents were, my mom was sick and, so my dad was always working. And then, my mom passed away. We were adults. I mean, I was 21, my little sister was 19. So technically we were adults, but we had to work and, dad left. So, we were on our own. But, it was fun. Road trips like that were fun. My grandparents came. I think I told you that my grandparents came and took me and my oldest sister to California.
Mhm.
So I went to Disneyland, but we drove from Colorado to California
Yeah.
and we got to stay in hotels because my grandparents were, older. So we would start at like 6 in the morning and we drove till about 5 in the evening, and that was it. And we had to find a hotel for Spicy, their dog. She was a poodle, and we had to, go where they accepted pets. And then we check out and head, to where we were going. And that was all we listened to was salsa. So,
It
you
wakes you
know,
up. It wakes you up.
yep. But it
My
was fun. Yeah, it was
my
fun.
my salsa was, wake up and clean the house. Your salsa is go
Well,
on a
no,
road trip.
that was house cleaning music
Oh,
too.
okay, okay, okay.
No, oh no, no. So when we first came up from Colorado to Washington, um, me and two of my sisters came with our grandparents because our oldest sister had gotten married.
Hmm,
So we and my dad got stationed up in Colorado, I mean in Washington.
Washington.
So my grandparents came down for my oldest sister's wedding. Like 2 days after her wedding, we left and came up here. Um, and so we listened to salsa. When we got to their house, uh, we waited for our parents to come because they came, a couple weeks later. So we lived with my grandparents for a couple weeks. But since it was summertime, boy, you couldn't sleep in. You had to make sure you cleaned up, you know. So you wake up, and what do you wake up to? Salsa, merengue,
There it is. Yeah.
And my grandfather singing his heart out
Yes.
because he was a teenager. So,
Yeah.
oh, I love this music. So, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But
My mom would be
we cleaned
like,
the house, and then, we'd play in his backyard. If our cousins came over, play with cousins. But yeah, and then my parents came, and then we got our quarters on base. So, but yeah,
that's great.
that was our road trips. And I didn't the we didn't fly anywhere. We drove everywhere. So when we did go on a road trip, that's my dad had maybe a week to 2 weeks off, and then it so we would go visit family and then come
Yeah.
right back home. So it's like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Then it was get ready for school, but
Oh
okay,
yeah, that is
I don't
fun.
want to.
Yeah. Never wanted to either. We're gonna do our best to keep recapping some of your favorite stories in future episodes because there's just too many good ones not to share. It's a
Sure.
thousand. It's a thousand comments.
Oh
I'm gonna
yeah. Oh, I
I'm
don't
gonna
doubt
share
it.
them. Yeah. I'm also gonna start making clips from
Something
your
here.
comments and tagging them back to that original question because you all are telling the story just as much as we are. But since we're in
Mhm.
the middle of summer, let's keep the conversation rolling. This week's community question: what's your favorite road trip movie? Are you an Are We There Yet fan? Do you love Road Trip? Was Little Miss Sunshine your family's favorite? Or are you like me and have a soft spot for classics, National Lampoon's Vacation with Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo? Jump into comments, jump into the comments, and let us know your favorite road trip movie. And while you're there, keep sharing those road trip stories, the funny ones, the chaotic ones, the I can't believe our parents let us do that stories. We want to hear all of them because if the comments that tell us anything is that sometimes the best part of the vacation wasn't the destination. It was everything that happened on the ride there. Okay. Um, you ready?
Yes. And pull it up. Oh, that's not what I wanted. There it goes. Okay.
You're fine.
I had to pull up the matches so I know.
Okay. Every generation has those events that tell you summer is almost over. For me, SummerSlam was one of them. Back in the 80s, 90s, and sometimes in the early 2000s, SummerSlam always felt like the unofficial end of summer. It usually landed on the last Sunday in August. School shopping was done, your backpack was sitting by the bedroom door. You were trying to squeeze every last drop out of summer vacation. Then Sunday night rolled around, you watched SummerSlam on pay per view, and Monday morning, every day, everybody at school was talking about it. Who won? Who got screwed? Who turned heel? Who should have won the title? Those conversations happened in the cafeteria before first period even started. Maybe even during first period, like throughout the day when we found each other. Like, hey, did you watch? Did you watch? Did you watch? Yeah, I watched. Okay, cool. I'm pretty sure Roderick would be here right now and telling us that. I taped it. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Let me watch it now. SummerSlam wasn't just another wrestling show, it was the closing ceremony for summer vacation. Fast forward to today. We're living in a completely different era of wrestling. Pay per views have become premium live events. And I still say pay per view. Instead
Me
of
too.
gathering instead of gathering around one television hoping your parents ordered the event, most of us are just opening an app. And SummerSlam isn't even at the end of August anymore. Now it's happening right at the beginning of the month. And sometimes it's so big that it takes 2 nights to tell the whole story. This year, SummerSlam takes place on Saturday, August 1st and Sunday, August 2nd, live from the US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. For fans here in the United States, it'll stream live through ESPN Unlimited and on the ESPN app, while international fans in supported regions can watch it on Netflix. It still feels a little weird because in my mind, SummerSlam is supposed to mean, all right, summer's almost over. You get to do your last hurrah, your last party, your last kickoff. You last thing you're gonna do for the summer is watch SummerSlam. Instead, we're kicking off the hottest month of the year and the longest month of the year. It's the hottest and the longest month of the year. What are we supposed to look forward for the rest of August now? Because it was like now it's just like, oh, you know, there's Lollapalooza, but I hated going to Lollapalooza. I hated going to work during Lollapalooza
Yeah.
because traffic downtown. I hated it, and then it was it was good and bad. I hated the traffic, but it was
Hmm.
good for the business because where we worked, like we were
Sure.
like, the only time we were open was that weekend. Like not the only time is Lollapalooza weekend. Like we don't open on Saturday and Sundays at the time at Subway. But the only time
Really?
we did open was that weekend because Lollapalooza came and like all yeah, it was like downtown and it was like
That's so weird.
family man. He didn't want to he didn't want to pay
Oh,
me that
wow.
much. This is like 20 years ago. Yeah. I used to work there 20 years ago. Oh my god, I'm old. Wow. So, um
We're aging ourselves.
yeah, I know. So, um I would always ask like, can we stay open over the weekend? They're like, all right, fine. If you get enough people to come in, like, we'll do this most of the time. Like, all right, cool. And lo and behold, people came in and like they were freaking hot as hell. And I was just like, get some water right there. Need something to eat? All right,
Hmm.
right here. So I was no, like, all right. And at the time, Twitter was so big. Like I would tweet about it, and like Lollapalooza. Hey guys, if you're like trying to look for something to eat or trying to look for some water that's cheap, come over here at Subway. Because I know freaking $5 for water over there at the time. Hell no. Come to Subway. We have like a dollar
Hmm.
25 or something like that. Come down
No.
here, and all this stuff. And people would listen and be like, I got this tweet earlier about this and blah blah blah. I was like, yeah,
Hmm.
I did it. Cool. Good job. Thanks. It's like who's playing? Eminem and there were other people. Emo at the time, so it was just like um Panic at the Disco, The Sounds, um freaking Jared Leto's band, 30 Seconds to Mars.
Okay.
Uh was that the Gym Class Heroes at the time was playing out over here. It was so fun. Fall Out Boy. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are some gold old ass bands, but still, it's like
Yeah.
I love them. So
I
like,
think when I went to Chicago, I think we just missed Lollapalooza.
oh good. There was this
So,
one year where it turned into like Woodstock with the whole mud thing.
okay. Uh-huh.
They ruined the entire area with
Oh, I
mud
don't
because
doubt
it
it.
rained and
Yeah.
like I didn't obviously we didn't go. I didn't go, but like going back and driving towards the area and looking over, it's like y'all fucking ruined everything. Two things they ruined. Okay, two things I hated that year Lollapalooza and 2012, 2016.
Mm.
2016. We all know why. The Cubs win the World Series.
Oh. And they trashed the place.
They trashed downtown. Y'all trash my freaking downtown. How dare you? Okay. I act like you've been here before. Because we're a city of champions, okay? White Sox, Chicago Bulls, Chicago Blackhawks. There's other stuff too, and then you have the stepchild who hasn't had a title in like 100 years. You guys win a freaking trophy, and you trash the entire place. What the hell, dude? Oh, we're never gonna be here again. Let's party. I was like, oh, come on, dude. These guys were like, it's fine. I get it. You're Cubs fans. Oh, great, great. But don't ruin everything. Don't ruin it for the rest of us.
Oh, it's gone.
So yeah, that was fun. Obviously, we got the Blackhawks winning also the next year, but it's okay. But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to every year in August is SummerSlam. Instead, it's like now we're like, all right, what are we doing now? We'll probably do a bonfire and everything.
Yeah.
Or something else. All right, you ready for all 8 matches, or what kind? How many matches are there this year?
12.
12. Oh, look at that! They up
6 a night.
All right. Night one. Night one. Oh no. Liv Morgan versus Io Sky Women's World Championship. Throughout June, the 2026 Queen of the Ring tournament was held, where the winner would earn a Women's World Championship match of their choice at SummerSlam. Despite holding Raw Women's World Championship, Liv Morgan entered the tournament as she wanted to ultimately win SmackDown's WWE Women's Championship to become a double world champion. Both Morgan and fellow Raw wrestler Io Sky made it to the final at Night of Champions, where Sky defeated Morgan. Following the match, Sky chose to challenge Morgan for the Women's World Championship. The match was scheduled for night one. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, are we?
I got Io Sky. Sorry, I jumped the gun. Go ahead.
Red, white, Roy. No, go. It's fine. Yeah, no trouble here. We're going for that.
No, definitely not. Not a fan. Never have been.
I love it. What was it? Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss are on Hot Ones this week versus, and they were like described as other wrestler. So Alexa says like she laughed like this. And exactly, Charlotte's all like, "Who? What? Who is that?" And then Alexa starts singing "Trouble, Trouble." It's like, oh, okay.
And I'm sure Alexa Bliss sounded way better than Liv, huh?
Trouble. Oh god, yeah. So, Io Sky, yeah. Emma, Io Sky.
Yep.
As long as I don't get to hear that song ever again, I'm good.
Well, unfortunately, that's her intro.
That's her intro.
Mm-hmm.
What's her face? Raquel Rodriguez won the Women's Intercontinental.
Uh-huh.
What? What does that look for?
You know what? It shouldn't take 3 people to win a title.
It doesn't. Even
honestly,
against Soul? Even against Soul?
No. Raquel is a much better wrestler. She doesn't need any help. And yeah, I understand them interfering because, that's just what they do. But it's like, if she's going to win, Let her win. She don't need no help. But, that's just how they do.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's what's going to come down to with Liv and Io. The other two are going to come in there and interfere,
Yeah.
and unless the referee sends them both back to the back,
Yeah.
it's not going to be a fair fight.
No, it won't.
But
Um,
maybe Sol will show up for Io, and then it'll be kind of a fair fight. But I highly doubt. Well, it might be fair because Roxanne will come out for. Well, no, they probably will because Liv is going to be fighting. So, but we'll see.
we'll see.
I still think Io is a better wrestler, and Raquel doesn't need help. But
Raquel doesn't need help at all.
no.
Over Femi versus Brock Lesnar, Hell in a Cell. At WrestleMania 42, Night 2 on April 19th, Oba Femi defeated Brock Lesnar. Following the match, an emotional Lesnar removed his gloves and boots and left them in the center of the ring, seemingly retiring from professional wrestling. In the weeks that followed, Femi held weekly open challenges on Raw, where he remained unbeaten. As Femi was about to have another open challenge on the May 18th episode, he was attacked by a returning Lesnar, who performed 4 F5s on Femi. Later that night, Lesnar's advocate, Paul Heyman, ended Raw general manager Adam Pearce's contract for a rematch between Lesnar and Femi at Clash in Italy in May 31st, where Lesnar defeated Femi after 7 F5s. At Night of Champions on June 27th, Femi won the King of the Ring tournament to earn a World Championship match at his choice at SummerSlam. As Femi was celebrating his win on the following Raw, Lesnar attacked Femi with a low blow in F5. Femi immediately recovered and challenged Lesnar to a match at SummerSlam. Lesnar accepted on the condition that it would be a Hell in a Cell match. The match was made official later that night, with Femi relinquishing his championship opportunity to instead face Lesnar at the event. What?
Yeah, I don't think they should penalize him, and say he relinquished it, because he said, that championship, I can do that anytime. So I don't think they should have took it away from him. I think they should still honor it, just some other time than SummerSlam.
Later explained that Lesnar would have cost him his championship match anyway. Yeah, all right, whatever.
Well, I don't know if that would be true though, because every time I've seen Brock, come for somebody, it's always after the match. He always comes, after the person he's going to attack wins or loses, he shows up. So I don't think he would have interfered in the championship match.
Hell in a Cell.
Tell me why Hell in a Cell.
I don't know. There's no reason for it.
Okay.
You had those 2 matches. It was like the only time you have a Hell in a Cell is to keep everybody from outside from coming in. You have 2 people, 2 beasts that will basically end the match in 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just gonna lower the cell, have these 2 fight, match over, put the cell up. That's it. We're done.
Well, do you think that Brock would use the cell?
If he uses it, it better be more than just 5 minutes.
Right. Because it's probably going to take longer to lower the cell.
It will. The whole I just know which song they're going to use too.
Oh yeah.
So obviously we're going to Oba Femi, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Brock loses last match. Everybody that's retiring is losing their matches. So Brock is no exception.
No.
It's like his last match for real. Like this is his last match because this is his hometown, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Oba Femi wins.
Yes.
I love that whole. It's so cliche. Oba telling Brock You're not stuck here with me. No. Oh, I'm not stuck here with you. No. You are stuck here with me. Ah, I'm like,
Hmm.
you're such a beast, Oba. Come
I
on.
love it.
And then he attacks
I am
everybody.
super impressed with Obafemi. I am.
Yeah, I like it, but can we
Yeah.
get some better dialogue than just everything else that we've heard before from a beast? Hell in a cell. Tell me why.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, next match. LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Royce Keys versus Jacob Fatu, Jay, and Jimmy Uso. What the hell? In April 2026, Roman Reigns began forming the bloodline with his cousins, the Usos. Their cousin Jacob Fatu then joined after Reigns defeated him in tribal combat at Clash in Italy the next month. Before the reformation, LA Knight had teamed up several times with the Usos. However, Knight was against the reformation of the bloodline due to his past issues with the group. Royce Keys, an old friend of Fatu, also tried convincing Fatu not to join the group. After Fatu joined, he and the Usos went over to SmackDown to try and convince Solo Sikoa to rejoin. After Reigns went on hiatus on April 2024 to the left, the bloodline fractured. Sikoa formed his own version called the MFTs, my family
Family
tree.
tree.
My family tree.
Yeah.
I started with my effing Tongas, which had included Fatu until mid 2025 before the group disbanded in June 2026. Sikoa appeared on July 13th episode of Raw to seemingly rejoin, but instead attacked the older brothers, Usos, and cousin Fatu. Following this, Knight challenged the Bloodline and Fatu and the Usos to face himself, Keith, and Sikoa in a six-man tag team match at SummerSlam, which was subsequently confirmed. The match was scheduled for night one. I love the new Solo. Funny, hilarious Solo, just like laughing at everything.
Yeah.
Better than when he first came out, with just like staring at everybody, just like, you know, like he goes from doing this whole thing, just staring at you and like, to like, everything else, just
Yeah.
laughing his ass off for no apparent reason.
Oh no.
Oh boy, what's going on, buddy?
He's
How you
outside.
doing? He's outside.
He's outside of my room, so
Oh, okay, so you want to come in?
no, because he's gonna still cry.
Oh man. Um. So yeah, I love that whole solo thing. Royce
Hmm.
Keys and Jacob Fatu, definitely a one-on-one match. Cooper, right?
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna, yeah. If I say the Usos, because Solo's gonna do something stupid.
You think so?
I think so. But at the same
I
time, I want Solo to be his own person from the
yeah,
bloodline, of course. But
yeah.
at the same time, I still want, like, I still think that's happening. Like he's just making like this character is gonna come to the bloodline.
Hmm.
Um, and Jacob Fatu is gonna be the enforcer. Solo's
Sure.
just gonna be the funny guy, and Jay and Jimmy are just gonna be a tag team. Whatever.
Hmm.
And then Roman, we got Roman. So basically, Solo's taking over the Sami Zayn,
The honorary oos.
the honorary Uce, hilarious and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Unless they use Sammy as a heel now. I was like, oh, I'm still your bud. We're still good, bro. We're still good.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I honestly think. I mean, of course, I want the bloodline to win,
yeah,
but I really think that LA Knight, Solo, and Royce are gonna win.
yeah.
So
Okay.
that's why I say, because I think this is gonna be. Hopefully, this isn't just a a one-time thing. Because I think they would really work well together.
Yeah,
LA Knight, Solo, and Royce. I mean, I wanted to see Royce and Jacob be, a tag team, you know, but then he got in the bloodline, so
there it is.
we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Gunther versus Nick Aldis.
Ooh,
I am so ready for this.
me too.
All right. After a controversial loss to then, that's long. Where should we start? After. Okay, so Gunther had a physical confrontation with Aldis on the post show, calling Aldis a failed wrestler. On the following episode of Raw, commentator Michael Cole announced that Aldis was placed on administrative leave after Aldis was reinstated as SmackDown General Manager on July 10th episode of SmackDown. Gunther demanded a spot on the undisputed WWE Championship match at SummerSlam. Later that night, Aldis announced that Gunther and Zayn would face Rhodes and CM Punk, who had defeated Zayn to win the title. At Saturday night's main event, 15 XLV? No, 25. Saturday night's main event, Aldis told Gunther that he needed to fix the mistake of thinking that he would not be a big issue on SmackDown before Gunther attacked Aldis, repeatedly applying the sleeper hold as the referees and producers tried to pull him away. It was revealed that if Gunther and Zayn could defeat Rhodes and Punk, they would be reinstated, inserted in the title match between Punk and Rhodes at SummerSlam to make it a fatal four-way. At the event, Aldis prevented Gunther and Zayn from winning the match, pulling out a referee as Gunther attempted a pinfall and hitting Gunther with the title belt. During the SummerSlam kickoff show the next day, Gunther frustratingly asked Triple H that he would do what he would do to Aldis for causing the loss. Gunther and Aldis then brawled until security pulled them apart. Triple H then announced that Gunther would face Aldis at SummerSlam, which would be Aldis' WWE ring debut and his first match since October 2023, which was on the independent circuit. During the contract signing on the following SmackDown, it was revealed that in order for the match to be made official, Aldis would have to relinquish his position as SmackDown general manager, the duties of which were transferred fully to Adam Pearce, and Aldis agreed. The match was scheduled for 9-1. One, Adam Pearce hates working both nights now. Again.
I know.
Freaking tells us all the time.
He needs a drink.
You made my life better, and now this.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
So, obviously, I'm going to say Nick Aldis.
Me too. I'm like so excited. I'm so excited for this match.
Nick Aldis, a great wrestler. TNA, obviously.
Yeah.
He worked in TNA.
Mm-hmm.
In the NWA, he was like, he had a clip show every week called 12 Pounds of Gold. He would hold the NWA World Heavyweight Championship and just go roll with it.
Yeah.
If he does win, I hope it's not one off. That's it. You're done.
Yeah.
I want him on the roster. I want him to face Cody Rhodes again. They faced each other in Ring of Honor.
Uh-huh.
They went word for word, everything like that.
Yeah.
And it's like watching them again. And Nick Aldis as a face, yes. Put him against everybody that has a mic in their hands. Just bam.
Yeah. I saw, was it, I think it was an independent show
Yeah.
where Cody Rhodes and Nick fought for the belt.
Okay.
And I don't remember which one, but it said it was the one that Dusty held. So if Cody won, they'd be the first like father and son to hold this belt.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was like, oh.
That would have been great. Finish the story.
That was the first time you finished the story. So.
How many stories do you need to finish, sir? All right, we both said Nick Aldis.
Yeah.
Bella Twins and Paige versus Fatal Influence, JC Jane, Laney Reed, and Fallon Henley. On the April 24th episode of SmackDown, Fatal Influence, JC Jane, Fallon Henley, and Laney Reed made their main roster debut, attacking Women's Tag Team Championships, Brie Bella and Paige. Afterwards, both teams began a rivalry, culminating in a match for the title at Saturday Night Main Event, where Henley and Reed won the championship. On that week's SmackDown, Brie defeated Reed, but after the match, Brie and Paige were attacked by the rest of Fatal Influence. Brie's twin sister, Nick Bella, who had been dealing with an injury since April, made a surprise return, aiding Brie and Paige. And Nikki announced that herself, Brie, and Paige would face Fatal Influence in a 6-woman tag team match at SummerSlam. The match was scheduled for night 1. Bella Twins and Paige. And after that, the Nikki and Brie go after belts.
You think so?
Yeah. And Paige is like, Oh damn! What the fuck? Oh, women's championship. Let's go. There you go.
There you go. Yeah, I
Uh,
think this is a tough one for me
I
because
love JC Jane, but
no, I'm not a fan. She's to me, it seems forced when she talks. Like she's trying to act tough. To me, that just she just seems like she's trying to be the ultimate bad girl, and it just seems fake.
so,
Nothing that, but hey, I'm
so they
not
let
hating. I'm just saying my. Yeah.
so they let go of the wrong girl, and you know what I mean by that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they let go of the wrong girl. I like the
Yeah.
other one better.
Yeah.
She had everything with her, and JC just
Yeah.
looks like
Yeah. But I think it's. I don't know. I think Fatal Influence. They're pushing them a little too hard, but then again, the Bella Twins and Paige, they're just trying to show that they're still relevant.
yeah, no,
But
that's that pretty much.
but I
Bring back
think
Daniel
if
Bryan.
they do this and the Bella Twins and Paige win, I think this is still going to be, a storyline because they still want to be in the business even though they're getting older. The Bella Twins and Paige are, but I think this may push them a little bit. But then again, if Fatal Influence wins, then they say, hey, we can hang with, in the big league. So
There you go.
let's see. But
So,
yeah, I say Bella Twins and Paige.
all right, yeah, me too. Main event for night one: CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes, the Undisputed Championship, at Night of Champions on June 27th. June? Are we going back to June? Okay, yeah. Sami Zayn defeated defending champion Cody Rhodes and Gunther in a triple threat match to win the Undisputed WWE Championship. On the July 3rd episode of SmackDown, Raw General Manager and interim SmackDown General Manager Adam Pearce scheduled a match between Rhodes and Jey Uso for the right to challenge for a title in the following episode of Raw, which was won by Rhodes later that night. On July 6th episode of Raw, Gunther attacked Rhodes backstage. Later that night, SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis appeared and found Rhodes' replacement for the scheduled title match. In the episode main event, a returning CM Punk, who had been on hiatus since the Raw after WrestleMania 42, replaced Rhodes and defeated Zayn to capture the WWE Championship. On the July 10th episode of SmackDown, Punk challenged anyone to face him. Rhodes appeared and recalled that when he was the champion, he told Punk he would face him anytime Punk wanted. Punk then asked when, which Rhodes responded with SummerSlam. Before they shook hands, the title match was later made official. The following week, it was announced that should Gunther and Zayn defeat Punk and Rhodes and their scheduled tag team match at Saturday Night's main event, the next night, Gunther and Zayn would be added to the title match at SummerSlam to make it a fatal four-way. Punk and Rhodes defeated Gunther and Zayn to keep their title match one-on-one. The match was scheduled as the main event of night one. The whole thing after that Saturday Night's main event when CM Punk holds the belt up and accidentally hits Cody Rhodes in the face.
Yeah.
And then Friday's episode of SmackDown when Cody Rhodes and Punk are like face to face, talking to each other and everything. And for some reason, Cody Rhodes still wants to finish the story. Like, can you stop talking about the story that's already
Your
finished
story got finished
at
2 years
WrestleMania?
ago.
At
Yeah.
WrestleMania, dude. What story are you trying to tell that like you keep losing the belt and bringing it back? They're like, all right.
Yeah.
So here's what happened that night. Okay, it for some reason it I don't know what happened, but it just made me like, why did you do that? I noticed it right away. Since when does Cody Rhodes talk in hand gestures? Never.
No.
No. So the fact that he said how many times he's going to be a champion after he beat Pete Punk, four.
Four.
The way
Yeah.
he put the four up,
Yeah.
and we're going back to Dusty versus the Four Horsemen. I'm like, you mother freaking heifer. Why would you do it like this? One, your dad has such a got beat up by them. Two, he's good friends with Arn Anderson. He's his mentor and everything. That's his mentor.
Okay.
The fact that he did this makes me think he's turning heel. And then you have the whole thing when The Rock,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I'm like, I hate everything about this. The Rock is gonna finish his story
I don't know.
because his story was Cody Rhodes as his champion, and then we get the
True.
whole thing with John Cena. That wasn't his story. That was the company's story. We want to tell
Hmm.
the story of John Cena turning heel. I was like, oh, guess all right, go for it, dude. So if he comes back, plus Jumanji 4 is coming out, so he needs
Oh yeah.
the fucking thing. He needs the credit. He needs to put it out there. Um, as well as other movies. So he does this. Four Horsemen. Not even. I don't think it's the Four Horsemen. I just he's like his way of saying that he's gonna turn heel. He turns heel. I don't think Punk's gonna lose. I think they're gonna do something where after all these years of Punk talking shit to The Rock finally shows up, and that's when we get Raw Punk. Just talk shit to The Rock the entire time, like with your goosebumps.
Yeah.
Um, I love it. No, just but I'm gonna say Punk, and then Cody turns heel.
I'm gonna agree.
Okay,
I
because I'm
think
just
Sam.
getting tired of the whole finish the story, man. No,
You
I'm
know, I
done.
mean, honestly, um, I think it. Cody's been getting it. I think a little too often. You know, it's like he wins it, then he loses it, then he gets it back. And so it's like let's give somebody else a chance. And even though I'm not a big fan of him, I
Oh,
will
you're not?
say
What? What?
CM Punk will
What?
win.
Ma'am, why aren't you a big fan? What's going on? What happened? What did he get? What did he ever do to you?
Um, I've said this before.
You have?
So I've
No
seen him.
way.
So I will say I did see him fight, you know, earlier in his career.
Okay.
What was it, Survivor Series '07. So I was like, okay. But
Okay.
before I saw that, all he ever did was these dog collar matches or this or that. He did it with Drew McIntyre. You had to touch all four, belt buckles. I mean, not belt buckles, turnbuckles.
Belt buckle. Same thing.
It's, yeah, it just got to be a little, for me, redundant. That these are the only kind of matches he does. Has to have some kind of, no DQ that he brings out the toolbox, brings out the tape. I'm like, okay, I get it. You came from ECW, so you're used to being extreme. I get it. But you're
Yeah.
also looking like an old man trying to keep up with these younger guys.
He is
But
the old man. But he
but
is.
I will give him some credit. He is getting better at conventional matches. So I say he keeps it for a little bit. Maybe he loses it Survivor Series. So
Okay. Um, what'd your
unless
sister
it's in
say?
Chicago, then all bets are off. But
Exactly. What'd your sister say?
my sisters will always say
Cody.
anybody but CM Punk.
Anybody but home. So you're gonna tell them
So
that you
they'll say
chose.
Cody.
So you're gonna tell them that you chose Punk.
I've told them before. I've picked Punk before. Still doesn't make me a fan of his, but
How dare you?
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. What's going on, Cooper?
He's ready for his milk.
He's ready. Night two.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Penta versus Chad Gable, Intercontinental Championship. Like they didn't bother doing anything for this at all.
What do you mean?
On July 13th episode of Raw, Chad Gable won a Continental match during the WWE Intercontinental Championship match against Penta at SummerSlam in Gable's hometown of Minneapolis. This set up a rematch between the two from January 25, where Penta defeated the heel Gable in Penta's WWE debut, which ultimately led Gable to become the original El Grande Americano and come to respect Lucha Libre after Gable was unmasked in May 2026. The match was scheduled for night two. Damn. All right.
Most likely, this is going to be the opening match on ESPN2.
Yeah. Free. You guys want to watch it for free? Yeah, you can have it for free. Intercontinental Championship. Chad ever won a championship besides a tag team?
No. That's why they're making this big deal. And I think because it's in Minnesota, I think Chad Gable's going to win.
Hey, Brock Lesnar lost yesterday. Here's Chad Gable winning the Intercontinental Championship. Hope you're happy. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I want Penta to win. I want Penta, but I have a feeling that because it's going to be because it's in Minnesota,
Chad Gable.
They're going to get. Yeah.
Let's go, Chad Gable. It's fine. Hometown hero over here.
Mm-hmm.
Next match: Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill versus
Chelsea Green.
There you go. Versus Charlotte Flair versus Julia versus Lash Legend. Ladder match for the interim women's championship at WrestleMania 42, night 2.
Did they have all the matches?
What do you mean?
Because I don't remember Lash winning.
Ooh.
And I watched SmackDown last week and Raw, so unless that is because if I remember correctly on Monday they had the last one blanked out.
The final qualifying match will be between Lash Legend and Julie on the SmackDown right before SummerSlam. It's or.
Okay. So I was like, I don't
Julia
remember.
Or Lash Legend. I don't know why I put versus. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 girls. I'm like, why are there 6 girls if you said 5?
Yeah.
I forgot to put that up there. I didn't copy and paste anymore.
Okay.
At WrestleMania 42, Night 2, Rhea Ripley defeated Jade Cargill to win the WWE Women's Championship. Ripley retained the title in the rematch at Clash of Italy. However, she sustained a torn meniscus. Due to her injury, Ripley was largely absent from SmackDown following the event. On July 17th, Raw General Manager and interim SmackDown General Manager Adam Pearce confirmed that Ripley would not compete at SummerSlam, and instead it was announced that an interim champion would be crowned until Ripley's return, determined by a 5-women ladder match at SummerSlam. Qualifying matches began that night on SmackDown, where Tiffany Stratton and Cargill advanced by defeating J.T. Jane and Nia Jax. Cargill advanced after Charlotte Flair attacked her, causing a DQ win for Cargill. Jax was then given another chance in qualifying match on the following week's episode against Flair, who also won by DQ after Cargill's interference. Also on that episode, Chelsea Green qualified by defeating Kiana James. The final qualifying match between Lash Legend and Julia on the SmackDown the night before SummerSlam. All right, who are we? Who's going to join? I want to see Lash join. Tiffany, Jade, Chelsea, Charlotte. That's like a lot of big girls there.
Mm-hmm.
Lash Legend versus Jade Cargill. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I want to see that one.
Ooh.
I think
heat.
I think Lash will win against Julia.
Okay.
So
who's winning the ladder match?
I want Chelsea.
Right? Yeah. But the safe the safe bet would be Chelsea because then she gets washed by Rhea
Yeah,
when she
but
comes back.
she'll take that beating like a champ. So,
Yeah. Um. Also, the whole thing with the interim champion.
uh-huh.
Like, are we doing AEW here soon? AEW has an interim championship just in case
Yes,
they get injured. They hold
yes.
the belt, but like they never done this before. Like, oh,
So,
you're injured, you lose the belt immediately.
exactly. Well, see, and that's why I was like, I like it, but I don't.
I don't know.
Because I'm like, last time Rhea got injured, you know, they made her immediately relinquish the belt.
Yeah,
So I'm like, the fact that she hasn't, defended it because she's injured, I'm like, okay. But I think that I don't like it because then it's like, okay, we have to fight to see who the real champion is, you know? So you give her the title, but then she's got to fight to keep it, which, is not a bad thing because, then you could see who the real champion is. But the real champion is Rhea. So
yeah.
why make her fight for her belt that she never lost? But that's just how WWE does it.
um, Besides Chelsea, we know we want Chelsea, but
Yeah.
besides Chelsea, who's just a real
So I
yeah.
think it'll be Jade so that they have their rematch, to see who the
At
real champion is. So I
August,
want Chelsea,
September.
but I think that's just that's my personal preference, but I think it's going to be Jade.
Jane. And then we go to War Games
Mhm.
with them two facing each other as well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Um. So, Last Legend joins, but Chelsea Green wins. We get to see Last Legend versus Jade Cargill. Chelsea Green, our our pick. The real winner might be Jade Cargill, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Rhea after that.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. I want to come back to this one. Hold on.
Okay.
We'll come back to this one. Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor, number one contendership. At Night of Champions, Sami Zayn won the. Yeah, we know. Zayn demanded a new SmackDown General Manager Adam Pearce to be turned into Punk and Rose match. Um, Zayn would face the winner for the Fatal 4-Way match scheduled for later that night to determine the number one contender for the Undisputed WWE Championship, which Zayn accepted. The Fatal 4-Way was won by Finn Balor. The match was scheduled for night 2. Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor for the number one contendership. Finn
I
Balor.
said Finn.
Finn.
Yep, Finn. Because you know what? I think it's Finn's turn to, be champ again. And hopefully, if he does win, he keeps it for, a while.
Sammy only held that belt for like a day. Damn it.
9 days. So, yeah.
9 days. Everybody's saying it. Trick Williams versus Baron Corbin, United States Championship. What the hell? 2 weeks after on July 10th episode of SmackDown, Baron Corbin, who had left WWE in November 2024 after his contract expired, made a surprise return to WWE by attacking Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes before holding up Williams' WWE United States Championship, signaling his intention to challenge for the title. 2 weeks later, after SmackDown went off the air, Corbin once again attacked Williams, leading the champion to challenge him to a match with the title on the line at SummerSlam, which Corbin accepted and was made official. We all thought it was Corbin who was under that whole thing with Danhausen.
I didn't know who it was.
Yeah, everybody thought it was him, and they asked him, and Baron Corbin said, "No, it's not me. I'm not going back to WWE. I'm not going back to WWE. Never. No, I'm not."
Hmm.
He gets released, and then he gets put back in the show on wherever he's at. So we're
Yeah.
like, oh, he's back. Okay, so he's not coming back. Okay, he gets released again. He shows up on SmackDown.
Mhm.
A week later, he shows up at the other place again.
Well,
Like
because I know
what?
that I saw something that said, it was one of the rumor pages that Baron Corbin was he had like finished his
Yeah,
contract or his obligation with wherever he was at. So they're like, so he might be coming back to WWE, you know. But I've also been seeing him on social media because he was talking about the 90-day no compete
yeah,
is not a real thing. He's like, there's what there says is that, they'll write you off TV, but they will like they'll pay you for the 90 days. And then after the 90 days, then you can do whatever you want. You can go to, you can go to AEW, you can go to TNA, you can do whatever you want. But they're not saying that you can't go to somewhere else in that 90 days. They're just saying they will pay you for 90 days. And I'm like,
damn.
uh, okay,
Okay.
but whatever.
Yeah,
Then how come all these people ain't showing up?
yeah.
So,
Nobody showed up for AEW on Sunday. I'm like,
no.
that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Nobody showed up. What the hell, dude? What happened? Mm. I was like waiting for somebody to show up, and no, no,
Yeah.
no new day, no nothing.
Yeah. So I think Trick Williams is going to retain.
Yes, yeah. Trick Williams gonna retain. I love that. I'm gonna say that too. Um, Bailey also is heading out. I think.
Yeah, I hope not.
Okay. All right. I think it's time to talk about this match finally. Um, it's Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio. Human money's on a pole match.
Yeah.
Of course, it's the anniversary of Dominic Mysterio from when he first showed up at SummerSlam. Rey
Mm.
Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero.
Oh,
Both,
is it?
yeah, it's the
Ah,
anniversary of that.
okay.
So it's funny that they're doing a Human Money's on a pole match when we all wanted Dominic Mysterio on a pole match between Rey and Eddie Guerrero.
The
On the
custody.
June, yeah, on the June 15th episode of Raw, Women's World Champion Liv Morgan unsuccessfully attempted to pay Danhausen $100,000 to curse Obafemi, the opponent of her on-screen boyfriend and Judgment Day stablemate. Dominic Mysterio in the finals of the King of the Ring tournament. Danhausen stole the money and cursed the entire group. Morgan, Mysterio, JD McDonald, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez, as they went on a losing streak. At Saturday night's main event on July 18th, Danhausen defeated McDonough in a no DQ match. On the following Raw, Danhausen and the Judgment Day continued to fight over the money. It was announced that Danhausen and Mysterio would face each other at SummerSlam, where the winner would keep the $100,000. The match was scheduled for night two. So it's a briefcase. It's a briefcase.
Hmm.
It's a briefcase. So yeah. Oh my god.
This is a dumb match.
it is. It is. That's why I wanted to save it for last. Uh,
Oh, we still have
like
one more match. What are you talking about?
I know, but like I wanted to save it for later.
Yeah.
Um, why? Why? I guess look, send the kids home happy with Danhausen. Um, ah, Jesus, the fact that Dominic is on both AAA and here with, he went heel on freaking Saturday. Yesterday on Saturday, yeah, he went heel on Saturday. Obviously, who didn't see that coming? Um, and then here we go with Danhausen. I'm just gonna say Danhausen because it's obviously gonna be his match. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, this one should be on ESPN.
I hope it is. I hope it is, and not
I think Danhausen
Chad,
too.
Chad Gable. Maybe both of them. Maybe this is the first match, and then Chad Gable and Penta is the second. So like the first
Maybe.
hour is that right there. Two
Yeah.
matches. Destroy him already. No, it's Dominic. Just keep the money and run. Keep the money and run. $100,000 for $100,000, really? All right, last match, main event. Good lord, finally. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship on the June 29th episode of Raw. Seth Rollins confronted World Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns. Rollins, who never lost the World Heavyweight Championship when he last held it, as he had to vacate it on October 2025 due to injury, claimed that Reigns possessed something that belonged to him. Reigns rejected his assertion, arguing that Rollins had not earned a title shot. Rollins countered by insisting he had always dominated Reigns since dragging him back to the steel chair in June 2014, and ultimately ending their former stable, the Shield. He offered Reigns a chance to defeat him in what might be his last chance. Reigns responded that he wanted his entire family to witness him defeat Rollins before accepting Rollins' challenge for the title at SummerSlam. These two, like fucking Batman and the Joker, going at it all the time. The whole thing with the chair and the Roman, like going with the chair and doing it, like, and then he never gets to do it.
Mm-hmm.
The time when he actually gets to do it is not going to be on SummerSlam. I want to save it. I want to save this for WrestleMania.
You think so?
I want to save it for WrestleMania and be like, finally, he gets to get in there. They hold him back. Jay and Jimmy hold him, or maybe here. Who knows?
No, he got to hit him in the back with the
Oh
chair.
yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. He did.
It was at WrestleMania.
He did. He did. He did. Never mind. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. So yeah,
But
he could
that
do it.
was the
Endgame.
the 3-1, yeah.
Yeah. But the fact that he lost the belt and then is just the same thing here. Seth knows how to get under Roman's skin
Mm-hmm.
because they're brothers and shit. And Roman,
Mm-hmm.
and then Seth is all like, "I want to see your family cry when I beat you."
I know.
I'm like, "What the hell,
I was
dude?"
like,
And
I knew that punch was coming. I knew it.
I'm like, "Damn, that sucks." They're even talking about this on Unreal when Seth injures himself,
Uh-huh.
so they had to pivot, I guess. They had to work everything around, and Seth is all like, "What month is this? October?" And he starts thinking about the math in his head, like
Mm-hmm.
shit, fucking some WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, yeah, don't do stupid things in October, dude. Come on, stop it.
No.
Stop doing those things in October. You don't need to do them. You're fun. And but he came back and everything, and but he had a match against Gunther, which we're like, for what?
Yeah.
For what? There's no reason for it. Um, now Roman versus Seth. I don't like the Seth. I want the old Seth back. I want the always laughing and always wearing something crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
What was
um,
that? Heel
like
Seth?
heel Seth, but raid his wife's wardrobe,
Yeah.
wear something crazy.
Yeah.
Hope, like I said, Roman versus Seth as Batman versus Joker,
Yeah.
and um, Roman wins. I'm gonna say Roman. I'm not digging the Seth. Obviously, obviously.
Obviously. Hello.
Two people that I always say yes to: CM Punk
Yeah.
and Roman, of course. Hold on, let me check my. It's fine. It just fell behind me.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Everything looks good. Nothing fell off of it. That's good.
we're good. Nothing fell off. We're good. Everything's fine. I can't wait to put the new logo on there as well.
I love it. I love it.
Uh,
It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool logo. Even the one before it,
yeah,
the tape deck one, that was pretty cool.
yeah. All right. We both say Roman. Yeah,
Of
obviously.
course.
All right. Recap. Night one. Liv Morgan beat Io Sky. Io,
EO.
Women's World Champion. Io. Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar. Hell in a Cell.
Oba.
Oba. Uh, hopefully it's not 5 minutes of Hell in a Cell. LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, Royce Keys versus Jacob Fatu, Jay and Jimmy Uso.
LA
Solo.
Knight, Solo,
Yeah.
and Royce. Well, that's what I said.
Yeah. I said Jay, the bloodline with
He says Bloodline.
Solo turning.
Okay.
Gunter versus Nick Aldis. We said Nick Aldis.
Nick Aldis.
Nick Aldis.
Uh-huh.
The Bella Twins and Paige versus Fatal Influence. JT Jane, Lena Reed, and Valen Henley.
Bella Twins versus Paige.
CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes, WWE Undisputed Championship.
CM Punk.
CM Punk finishes his story. And Cody Rhodes starts his heel turn with The Rock.
Okay.
Night 2, Penta versus Chad Gable, Intercontinental Championship.
Chad Gable.
Hey, Minneapolis, we know Brock lost yesterday.
Oh, you know what? They might, because it's in Minneapolis, they might let Tiffany win because she's from Minnesota.
Okay, that's fine. I'll take Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill versus Chelsea Green versus Charlotte Flair versus Julia or Lash Legend. Ladder match for interim women's championship. We said Lash Legend joins.
Yes.
And we want
because
Chelsea
I think Kiana James is going to interfere.
Of course she is.
But it's not going to be a DQ. You know, something's going to happen to where, but.
Okay. Chelsea Green is our favorite to win. Truthfully, it might be Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton for the hometown hero girl.
Yeah.
Danhausen with Dominic Mysterio, Human Money's on a pole match. We don't care.
This is where we go get our food. You know,
undecided. There's going to be a lot of midgets. Danhausen midgets, Dominic Mysterio midgets, also with the mullet.
You think so?
Money's on a pole match. $100,000. We're fighting for $100,000. This could have been an email.
Yeah, really.
Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor, number one contendership. Finn Balor.
Yep.
Trick Williams versus Baron Corbin, United States Championship. We didn't even decide on this. Did you?
I said Trick.
You said Trick? Okay.
Yeah.
So why is Baron getting a comeback here? I don't Trick. Whoop that Trick. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins World Heavyweight Championship. Roman. You're Roman. All right. That was fun. That was great.
Yeah.
We're at 1 hour and 30 minutes. I love it. We do love to talk about wrestling so much.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to go?
Yep.
Okay. And just like that, the last episode has officially found its way home. Maybe episode 313 disappeared. But I think we managed to tell the story it was supposed to tell anyway. We finished the story. Tonight, we got everyone up on the conversations that almost got lost forever. We celebrated the incredible growth of this community and welcome listeners from the Netherlands, Algeria, Ecuador, Jordan, Tunisia, and New Zealand. To everyone listening from around the world, thank you for making this little front porch part of your week. No matter where you're tuning in from, you've got a seat here. We talked books, we talked movies, we talked the possibility of MySpace dusting off the top 8, and we somehow ended up wondering if Spotify and YouTube are about to start the next streaming battle over music videos. Most importantly, Menace and I made our SummerSlam predictions, threw out some old theories, and proudly guaranteed that WWE will prove at least half of us wrong by the end of the weekend. And that's part of the fun. Before we head out, here's a reminder for SummerSlam 2026. Saturday, August 1st, night 1. Sunday, August 2nd, night 2. Main card start time, both nights, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. That's me. 3 p.m. Pacific. That's you. It will be at the U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Whether you're watching for the championship matches, the surprise returns, the debuts, or just to see what kind of chaos unfolds, enjoy the biggest party of the summer and the longest month of the year. And don't forget, we'll be back on Sunday, and Greg returns to the porch. We'll finally unpack everything we couldn't fit into the last episode, including all the biggest announcements from San Diego Comic Con. We'll check in with Greg to see how far he's made into Dungeon Crawler Carl, hear his latest thoughts on the series, swap a few more cozy Power World stories, and revisit everything that got left behind when episode 313 vanished into the digital void. I love this game because it's so fun. Like I was playing Marvel Rivals earlier because I gotta use the before the new season starts next week.
Uh-huh.
It's already here.
Mm.
I had to get on the gold rank and
Okay.
get that character skin, or else I'm not
Okay.
gonna be able to. And
Mm.
then like I did 5 matches, I'm good. I'm gonna do it tomorrow, another one. But because all right, I'm done with this. I want to go back. I want to go back to playing Power World because it's so fun.
Yeah.
Um, the Power World uh, trading card game is coming out on Friday. I can't wait to get them. I'm gonna buy them because I seen the cards what they look like.
Yeah.
I saw what they look like and I was like, those are cool. Those are pretty cool. I love that. And I'm
Yeah.
playing the game too, and it's like this is so fun! Yay!
Yeah.
Um, you can capture humans. I didn't know you could do that until like earlier last week, and I started capturing all the bosses, all the boss humans,
Oh yeah.
and it's like you can have them on your team, and they do work for you, or they can like, you know, you can have your 5 teams, your group of teams. You can all be like humans as well, and just
Hmm.
go around and like taking out all the pals, or you could have like all pals as well. Leanna says they're so cute. They are. Um, so everywhere I go, every boss battle I'm into, I just capture them. I don't kill them. I just capture them. And
Oh,
okay,
do you?
you're on my team now, bud.
Yeah.
You're recruited. Or either they're doing the work on the farm, which is a farm, and this is that I'm doing, or they're helping me out. So I'm like, I'm building my own roster of stuff.
Yeah.
I now have 102 pals.
Oh.
Um, like I and I found a way. I gotta talk to Sony PlayStation. I already said this so many times, but I have to. But I found a way um to stream again, and that was by creating a new account on PlayStation. Unfortunately, I have to start over with Marvel Rivals and Power World.
Oh.
So
That's
like,
nice.
yeah, no. It was like in order for you guys to watch my stream, it was like I would like to do that. Like, you know what? Here, but oh my god, what? He's almost done. We're almost done. Tell him we're almost done. It's almost over, bud. It's almost over. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Go where?
But um, in order, like, I want to start over again because it's like everything about it is just like okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Fine. 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 Um, sometimes the best conversations are the ones you get a second chance to have. Before you go, take a minute to check out the show notes. You'll find a link to Where the Raven Follows, book one of the Hardwood Chronicles by our friend Celtic Panda. If you're looking for a new fantasy venture and want to support an independent author from our community, give it a look. And while you're there, don't forget to check out our new M3P podcast logo. It's the next step in the evolution of the show. And I hope it captures exactly what this community has become. A place where nostalgia is our soundtrack and community is our vibe. He's like, listen, I gotta go. He does. All right, bud. All right, we're almost there, Cooper. Before we really go, Cooper, you too. Take a breath with me. Whether you're spending this weekend watching SummerSlam, catching up on Comic Con news, reading another chapter, or just enjoying one more warm summer evening, or you impatiently want to go outside, I hope you find a little time to slow down and enjoy it. Thank you for spending your time here in my third place. Not home, not work, just a place where wrestling, books, games, nostalgia, and great conversations all find a way to share the same front porch. Take care of each other, take care of yourself. Enjoy SummerSlam, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you right back here on Sunday. Saturday? Saturday. We'll see you back right here on Saturday. Until next time, keep making memories, keep telling stories, and we'll leave the porch light on for you. Good night, everybody. Menace, thank you for hanging out with on the
Bye.
porch. As always, appreciate you. Thank you for staying with me out.
Of course.
Of course. And go give that boy a walk.
Yeah,
Ready to go,
I will.
okay? All right. Thank you. Have a good night. Bye.
Right.
Say bye.
Bye.